In a world often plagued by storms of doubt and negativity, positive thoughts emerge as beacons of hope and serenity. Today, I invite you to explore with me the nature of these thoughts, true shields against the pitfalls of obsession and despair. Imagine for a moment your mind as a vast field, where each sown thought can flourish into actions, emotions, and ultimately, the destiny you tread. Positive thoughts are not mere words of comfort, but potent driving forces capable of shaping our reality. They are like water that nourishes the dry land, bringing life where there was once only barrenness. But why is it so important to cultivate positive thoughts? The answer lies in the power they have to protect us against the constant temptation to fall into obsessive cycles of worry and fear. Where negative thoughts intertwine and multiply, creating a dense web that can trap our perspective and well-being, positive thoughts maintain their purity and simplicity. They do not demand incessant repetition nor seek to dominate our spirit. Instead, they offer a space of clarity and peace, allowing us to face challenges with a resilient heart and a clear mind. In addition to acting as a barrier against obsession, positive thoughts have the power to transform our internal energy. They stimulate the release of neurotransmitters, such as serotonin and dopamine, which promote feelings of well-being and happiness. Thus, by choosing to focus on the positive, we are not only avoiding mental traps, but actively improving our physical and emotional health. And now, I ask you to join me on this introspective journey. Let us unravel together how the simple change of our thoughts can unleash a revolution in our daily life, our environment, and ultimately, in our soul. For, as the philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. So why not choose thoughts that uplift, inspire, and transform? Come, let us explore this luminous path together. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel to further evolve your mind and expand your reality. Let's get started. How can positive thoughts influence not only our mental health but also our physical well-being? And, in contrast, how can negative thoughts lead us to a state of blockage and stress? Every thought we embrace in our mind reverberates through the body like a wave that alters the chemical and physiological balance. Positive thoughts, for example, are capable of initiating a cascade of beneficial reactions. They act by stimulating the brain to produce chemicals that promote a sense of well-being, such as the aforementioned serotonin and dopamine. These neurotransmitters are true elixirs of youth for our cells, revitalizing organs, strengthening the immune system, and conferring a vigorous sense of energy and vitality. On the other hand, negative thoughts often instigate the production of cortisol, the stress hormone, which in excess can be devastating. This hormone, when chronically elevated, compromises our defenses, wears down our cardiovascular and digestive systems, and can even atrophy areas of the brain responsible for memory and emotional regulation. Here, we clearly see how a turbulent mind can indeed ail the body. But how is it possible that mere thoughts have such an impact? Modern science offers us some answers. Studies in neuroscience and psychoneuroimmunology have shown how mental state directly influences gene expression, sleep quality, metabolism, and even the ability to recover from illnesses. By choosing the positive, therefore, we are choosing a healthier and more harmonious life. It's fascinating to realize that, by cultivating positive thoughts, we are not just improving the present moment. We are reprogramming the future of our body and mind, setting the stage for lasting health. This transformative power is a testament to the magnificent design of the human being, where mind and body are not separate entities, but rather a dynamic and interconnected unity. At this point, I invite you to reflect: if we have such a powerful tool at our disposal, why not use it more often? Why allow negative thoughts to erode our vitality when we can choose those that strengthen and heal? The answer, though simple, requires practice and continuous awareness. Throughout this video, let's keep our focus on the wonderful ability we have to shape our internal and external reality. Positive thoughts are not just a temporary balm, but a path to a fulfilling and healthy life. So, Stay with me on this journey of discovery and transformation as we delve deeper into how we can activate and sustain this state of well-being through the power of our own thoughts. As we delve into the relationship between mind and body, it's essential to explore the dynamics between negative and positive thoughts. This dynamic reveals to us not only how we think but also how this way of thinking profoundly affects our life experience. Negative thoughts, by their nature, have an intriguing tendency to multiply. They often start as a small unease or insidious doubt and can quickly turn into an overwhelming torrent of worries and fears. This propagation is not an accident but an intrinsic feature of their nature. Like mental viruses, these thoughts feed on our energy and attention, growing in intensity and dominating the mental landscape. On the other hand, positive thoughts present a very different nature. They are, by essence, more stable and simple. A positive thought does not require constant replication to validate its existence. It exists as an affirmation of itself, content to simply be. For example, the idea that each day brings new possibilities doesn't need to multiply to influence our mood. It is complete in itself, providing comfort and motivation without the need for obsessive reiteration. This stability of positive thoughts is crucial for our mental health. While negative thoughts drag us down, creating a feedback loop that can lead to stress and anxiety, positive thoughts tend to build a solid foundation of trust and inner peace. They create a mental environment where well-being not only flourishes but also sustains itself. In this segment of the documentary, we invite you to consider how your own thought patterns may be influencing your life. Do you often find yourself caught in cycles of negative thoughts that seem to self-feed and expand? Or do you cultivate positive thoughts that reinforce your resilience and promote a sense of emotional stability? The choice between feeding negative thoughts or nurturing the positive ones may not be easy, given the seductive and invasive nature of the former. However, understanding this dynamic is the first step in transforming our internal experience and, consequently, our external reality. As we proceed, let's reflect on this duality and how we can consciously tip the scale towards thoughts that uplift and strengthen us, rather than those that imprison us in cycles of negativity. After all, each thought we choose to nurture is a step towards the life we wish to create. Let's continue our journey of discovery, acknowledging the extraordinary power that resides in the simplicity and stability of positive thoughts. Advancing in our analysis of the dynamics of thoughts, let's now focus on the unique resilience of positive thoughts. Unlike negative ones, which proliferate with an almost desperate urgency, positive thoughts possess a quality of quiet resilience. They don't seek incessant replication but, like discreet guides, illuminate our path with a gentle and steady light. This resilience of positive thoughts is a silent fortress against the storm of negativity that often seeks to envelop us. Imagine a candle in a dark room. The light it emits doesn't need to multiply or compete with the darkness to assert its presence, it simply shines, offering enough light to guide the steps of those seeking their way. Similarly, a positive thought like, "I am capable of overcoming challenges," doesn't need to loudly impose itself on our consciousness. It exists, firm and serene, strengthening our resilience subtly but powerfully. Moreover, positive thoughts act as anchors that keep us connected to our aspirations and higher values. They remind us of who we are and what we are capable of, even when circumstances seem unfavorable. For example, the belief that every experience is an opportunity for learning can turn an apparently insurmountable obstacle into a step on the path of personal growth. This type of thought doesn't need to dominate our mind insistently, it simply makes itself present, guiding us with wisdom and compassion. In this context, it is crucial to recognize how the practice of cultivating positive thoughts can become a transformative habit. By consciously choosing thoughts that reinforce our confidence and inner peace, we are actually training our mind to focus on what is constructive and beneficial, rather than getting lost in cycles of negativity. I invite you, then, to reflect on how we can incorporate more of these silent guides into our daily lives. How can we allow these positive thoughts to become beacons that guide us through the complexities and challenges of everyday life? The practice can begin with small steps, like dedicating a moment each day to acknowledge something we are grateful for or to affirm a quality we admire in ourselves. So far, we've realized that positive thoughts are not just fleeting moments of joy. They are essential components of a life strategy that promotes mental health, emotional resilience, and a sense of purpose. They are indeed discreet guides whose resilience allows us to face storms and emerge from them not only intact but strengthened. Our exploration of the power of positive thoughts and their resilience leads us to an even deeper and transformative concept, transcending beyond thoughts. Here, we encounter the idea that true liberation is not found in merely replacing negative thoughts with positive ones, but in reaching a state of consciousness that completely transcends the usual mental patterns. This transcendence is the final step in a journey of self-discovery and self-transformation. It's not just about thinking positively, but about finding a space of silence and serenity beyond thinking, where the essence of who we are is revealed without the continuous veil of thoughts. It is in this space that we discover an unparalleled freedom, as we become unbound from the chains of the mental cycles that often dominate our lives. Imagine a stillness that goes beyond mental activity, where thoughts, both positive and negative, have no power over our state of being. In this place, the mind is not empty, but fully present and aware, free from the constant need to judge, categorize, or react. Here, each moment is experienced fully, and each experience is fresh and new, not colored by past perceptions or future expectations. This state of transcendence is often described by spiritual masters and philosophers as the peak of human experience, an encounter with the true nature of consciousness, devoid of any mental constructs. Achieving this state may seem challenging, but it is accessible to all through practices such as meditation, mindfulness, and other forms of mental discipline that teach us to observe our thoughts without clinging to them. By practicing detached observation, we slowly begin to disidentify from our thoughts. We learn that we are not our worries, our fears, or even our hopes, but something much vaster and deeper. In this recognition, there is a powerful release. Negative mental patterns lose their grip, as we no longer feed them with our energy and identification. It's not necessary to renounce the world or isolate oneself to find this freedom. It's available here and now, in the midst of our daily lives, whenever we allow ourselves to be fully present and aware. Embarking on this journey of transcending thoughts is an invitation to experience life in a fuller and more authentic way, where each moment is an encounter with the infinite and each breath is an opportunity for renewal. This is the true power of transcendence, not only living beyond the bounds of negative thoughts but also continually rediscovering the wonder and mystery of our own existence. Presence is the act of being completely attentive to the current moment, without distractions from the past or concerns about the future. It's a mindful awareness that allows us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment or identification. When we practice presence, we're no longer at the mercy of automatic thought patterns. Instead, we gain the ability to observe them as if they were clouds passing through the sky of our mind, without clinging to them or being defined by them. This practice of mindfulness is essential because it provides us with a stable platform of observation and choice. By cultivating presence, we begin to notice the triggers that precipitate negative thoughts and the repetitive cycles that used to dominate our experience. With this awareness, we're able to interrupt these cycles before they gain momentum, consciously opting for healthier and more constructive responses. Elevated consciousness, in turn, is an expanded state of being that transcends the usual play of the mind. It's an expansion of our normal awareness that connects us with a deeper dimension of who we truly are, beyond identifications with our body, our personal history, or our thoughts and emotions. In this state, we recognize that we are observers of our experience, not just passive participants. This recognition alone can be profoundly liberating, as it dissolves the barriers of ego that keep us trapped in patterns of suffering and limitation. The impact of these practices on daily life is immense. They not only promote mental health and reduce stress but also deepen our connection with others and the world around us. Presence and elevated consciousness allow us to live with greater compassion and empathy, as we perceive the interconnectedness of all things and the fundamental unity of life. By developing presence and elevated consciousness, we are thus not only breaking free from negative thought patterns but also opening doors to spiritual growth that transforms our way of perceiving and interacting with the world. This growth is not an end in itself but a continuous unfolding of our true nature, revealing a peace and joy that are independent of external circumstances. Gratitude is more than just a feeling of thanks, it's a stance towards life, a conscious choice to focus on what we have rather than lamenting what we lack. This powerful state of appreciation is crucial for reinforcing our presence, as by practicing gratitude, we turn our attention to the present moment, recognizing and valuing the blessings that each instant offers us. When we incorporate gratitude into our daily life, something remarkable happens, our perspective begins to shift. We stop being consumed by negative thoughts that dwell on shortcomings and fears, and we start noticing the abundance and opportunities around us. This simple act of acknowledging what is good in our lives can significantly reduce the weight of anxious and depressive thoughts, as it's difficult to feel both grateful and fearful or sad at the same time. Furthermore, gratitude teaches us to accept life as it comes, with its joys and challenges, without the constant need to change or control every aspect. This acceptance is a form of presence, as it allows us to be fully engaged with the current reality, without the distortion of unrealistic expectations or future worries. Being present, in this sense, is not simply a practice of attention, it's a celebration of life in its totality. For example, consider the simple act of breathing. By taking a moment to be grateful for the ability to breathe, we acknowledge a vital process that we often take for granted. This acknowledgement brings us back to the present, connecting us with the miracle of the human body and the rhythm of life. Here, gratitude becomes a bridge between recognizing and fully living in the now. The practice of gratitude also has a profound impact on our mental and emotional health. Studies show that people who regularly practice gratitude report feeling less stress and greater overall life satisfaction. They also tend to be more resilient in the face of adversity, as gratitude strengthens a positive outlook that can transform challenges into opportunities for growth. As we conclude this exploratory journey on the transformative influence of thoughts, presence, and gratitude, it's time to reflect on how these concepts not only illuminate paths to a fuller and more conscious life but also inspire positive changes that transcend the personal realm, reaching those around us. Committing to a conscious life is fundamentally an act of courage and self-love. It's choosing to be fully present in each moment, recognizing that every thought, every act of gratitude, every moment of presence, contributes to building a richer and more harmonious reality. This choice to live consciously allows us not only to face life's challenges with greater serenity but also empowers us to positively influence the environment and the people around us. By cultivating constant presence, we become beacons of stability and peace in an often tumultuous world. We demonstrate through our actions that it's possible to navigate life's vicissitudes with balance and optimism. Furthermore, by sharing our journey of growth and the lessons learned with those around us, we multiply the impact of our personal transformation, inspiring others to embark on their own journeys of discovery and change. Therefore, at this moment of conclusion, don't see this as an end, but as an invitation to take the next step in your own transformative journey. Engage actively with the discussed practices, whether it's meditation, mindfulness, or daily gratitude, and observe how small changes in the way of thinking and perceiving the world can result in profound and lasting transformation. I invite you to share your experiences and reflections. Engage with this channel, comment on your stories, your struggles, and your victories. By sharing, you not only enrich your own experience but also help build a community of conscious and motivated individuals, united by the common desire to live a meaningful and positive life. I thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery and hope that the ideas explored here serve as a source of inspiration and guidance on your path. Remember, every step taken with awareness is a step towards a brighter and more promising future. Until next time, may your lives be filled with presence, gratitude, and transformation.